Today, Vauxhall's people movers share much of their design with the company's vans, which, if you're a family buyer prioritising practicality, is no bad thing. In the case of this mid-sized Combo Life model, you also get clever, efficient, space-centred engineering borrowed from the brand's PSA parent group. And buyers are also offered the option of 5 or 7-seat interior formats and standard or long wheelbase body shapes, plus some clever MPV touches too.
What strikes you within the first few miles at the wheel of a Combo Life is just how car-like this Vauxhall is to drive for a vehicle that shares its rear suspension and much of its design with a van. Particularly in the area of ride comfort. LCV-derived models often tend to be rather firmly suspended. Not this one. Light tarmac tears and minor undulations are dispatched with ease, and even speed humps and deeper potholes are only lightly felt inside the cabin. You can't have everything, of course, and this appropriate emphasis on ride comfort does also mean a little extra body roll at speed around tighter corners, though you'll only really be troubled by it if you drive this car in a way that the vast majority of owners never will. Refinement's not bad either, despite the vast interior space. And under the bonnet, well, given the current zeitgeist, you'll be pleased to hear that there's a decent petrol option, a 3-cylinder 1.2-litre turbo unit, which puts out 110 PS in its standard form, or 130 PS if you order it with the brand's 8-speed auto gearbox. Alternatively, there's the engine we've been trying here, the 1.5-litre Turbo D blue injection unit, which most will want in this 100 PS guise. Using WLTP figures translated to the NED C2 cycle, this frugal unit can return a combined reading of 50.8 mpg and a CO2 return of 111 grams per kilometre. This Turbo D power plant can also be ordered in a pokier 130 PS state of tune with either manual or automatic transmission. Until relatively recently, Vauxhall was proud to be one of the industry leaders in producing affordable MPVs and people carriers for the mass market. Today, it's interesting that the brand doesn't use either of these terms anywhere in its marketing for this car. Not that it needs to. The practical, spherical shape makes this model's remit pretty clear. Previous people-carrying combo models offered for the European market were always based around a single design and platform, but this time round, Vauxhall's offering buyers not only this 4.4 metre standard length body shape, but also an alternative 4.75 metre XL body style, which will be of particular interest to those wanting to get their Combo Life fitted out with a third seating row. Let's take a closer look at boot space. Now, whatever way you specify this Combo Life, its cargo area will be vast. This standard length model has 597 litres of boot space to the window line, or up to 2,126 litres if you were to fold the rear bench and load to the ceiling. With the lengthier XL long wheelbase model, these figures would rise to 850 litres of boot space and up to 2,693 litres with everything folded. And in both cases, you could increase the available dimensions further if you were to pay extra for the optional fold-flat front passenger seat. Using that would give you enough loading length to accommodate something as long as a kayak inside this Vauxhall. If you just need the boot area, a nice touch is the way that the parcel shelf can be positioned at 2 heights and can take a reasonable amount of weight. Enough so as you could put the family dog on top of it with your shopping safe below. Enough with questions of load capacity, let's take a seat at the wheel. Now, it wasn't very long ago that a van-based MPV of this kind really felt LCV-like once you got inside it. And that's certainly not the case with this Vauxhall, or at least it isn't if you order it in a form that includes this large 8-inch capacitive centre dash screen, which comes as standard with the energy spec trim that most customers will choose. It offers easy access to DAB radio stations, hands-free phone connectivity and media streaming via Bluetooth or a USB connection. Plus, there's smartphone mirroring via the Android Auto or Apple CarPlay systems. We've saved what ought to be the best bit, though, until last: cabin practicality. If you were to add up the capacity of all the 28 different nooks and crannies available within the interior of this combo life, you'd arrive at a figure of 192 litres, about as much as you'd get in the entire boot of a city car like Vauxhall's Viva. And that's about it, assuming you've gone for the kind of standard length 5-seat short wheelbase combo life we've been testing here. Were we to be buying this Vauxhall, though, we'd be tempted to pay the small extra amount for the lengthier XL body style, especially if we were ordering a 7-seat variant. Getting the longer body enables the 2 extra boot-mounted seats to be provided with a sliding function, which will make them potentially usable for adults as well as children. It's just another example of this Vauxhall's flexibility. We always wondered whether there was really a need for both car-like mid-sized MPVs and van-based ones. Vauxhall has clearly decided that there isn't, and this combo life lends a bit of credence to the point of view that a van-based model is really all that modern families actually require. Whether it makes more sense than its very similar Citroën and Peugeot design stablemates is a key question, of course, but in this case a quite subjective one. You might quite like the quirky exterior styling of a Berlingo or the curious driving position and dashboard of a Rifter, but if you don't, then this combo life model may well seem a more palatable all-round proposition, especially if you've a friendly local Vauxhall dealer and the price is right. Should, as a result, you feel the need to get a life, we could easily understand why.